Hey everyone, it's Andrew at 26 Shirts with a weather on the 26s as we look ahead to your game day forecast for tomorrow, Saturday. Big game here in Orchard Park and big weather as well. We've got some lake effect snow brewing starting up tonight, continuing throughout the day tomorrow, and for anyone heading to the game, anyone tailgating, yeah, it's certainly going to impact things, no doubt. We've been hearing about it all week, so I kind of wanted to break it down for you. The thing is, with many lake effect events, this is going to be changing throughout the day. The snow band's going to be moving a little bit, so we'll have some breaks. We'll have some periods of intense snow. But outside of that, we've also got cold and wind to deal with, things we're no strangers to here in western New York in December. So let's get right into the forecast and take a look at where the snow is going to be setting up throughout the day tomorrow. I want to start off with the model showing where the more intense snow band will be. Now, tonight is when things will begin. It's going to start very disorganized, kind of more scattered snow showers in the area, around Erie County especially, overnight into tomorrow morning. Could have a couple of inches on the ground by the time we wake up first thing. If you're heading to Orchard Park in the morning, or if you're waking up and ready to do some tailgating, I do expect a couple of inches already on the ground. So here on this map, focusing in on western New York here, the darker shade of blue is where the more intense lake effect snow band will be. So waking up tomorrow morning, that's going to be right around Orchard Park and really right around central Erie County. Now, I want to jump here. 7 a.m. is this model. We're going to jump from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. And you'll notice that the band starts to focus a little bit more north. And a lot of tomorrow, I think Orchard Park is going to be right on that southern fringe, right on the cusp of that lake effect snow band. And that's what makes this forecast for Orchard Park itself pretty tricky. Because anybody from western New York that's dealt with lake effect snow certainly knows what it can be like. It's feast or famine a lot of the time, and we're going to have to watch exactly where the snow band sets up tomorrow, because if the southern edge of that is still clipping right into Orchard Park, the snowfall, no doubt, is going to go up. But if it kind of clears a little bit farther to the north, the numbers will end up going down. Seems obvious, but that's what we deal with lake effect snow. So what you should take away from this is tomorrow in the morning, we wake up, it's starting to organize itself a little bit. As we head toward the afternoon, from lunchtime through most of the afternoon, the heaviest snow should focus just north of Orchard Park, especially closer to Buffalo, some of the eastern suburbs, and maybe even getting into the north towns for a time. So if you're not heading down to the game until later on, or even if you're not heading to the game at all and you're going to be around Buffalo tomorrow, we're going to deal with this lake effect snow throughout much of the day, and several inches on the ground throughout the afternoon. Could get up to even 2 inches of snow per hour. So it's nothing we can't handle. It's nothing we haven't seen before, but it's some pretty good snowfall out there. So that's going to be most of the afternoon. Orchard Park right on the fringe of that. We will likely see bursts of snowfall and at times some breaks in the snowfall. And then here we go from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. You'll notice the snowfall is still focusing more to the north, but it's kind of shrinking in size, the intensity of the snowfall, and that's kind of an indication of strengthening. I do expect this snow band to intensify a little bit as we head into the evening tomorrow. So here we are at 6 o'clock. As we approach kickoff, the snow band starts to drift back south. And it's going to pass right through Orchard Park, right throughout the game. And I think that's where the heaviest of the snow in Orchard Park will be during the game itself. It might even start off light around kickoff time, but then pick up throughout the game. But I do expect certainly a decent amount of heavy snow to be falling during the game itself. No doubt that will impact play. We'll have to see. Hopefully not so much for us. But for the fans heading down, if you are going to be tailgating throughout the day, I think what you're going to have to deal with more is the cold rather than the snow. But then snow for the game itself, no doubt. So because the snowfall is going to focus north of Orchard Park most of the day tomorrow, if you are in Buffalo or the north towns and you plan on heading down, you're going to have a tougher time getting there during the afternoon and evening. So make sure you give yourself plenty of time to do that. If you're coming in from the southern tier or farther southern Erie County, you should have an easier time getting to Orchard Park. Heading home is a bit of a different story. I want to show you one more model here. This is 9 p.m. We're going to jump right to midnight, and you'll notice the intense snow band starts to focus a little bit more to the south. And ski country in the southern tier, you're going to get a decent amount of snow throughout the day on Sunday, but it's not going to reach you until Sunday. But it will be moving south at the end of the game, so if you are traveling south, you'll have a tougher time escaping that snow. If you're traveling north after the game, you'll be driving out of the snow, which is good news, but there should be a pretty good accumulation on the ground already, so that'll slow things down as well. you may want to bring a shovel in your car. I do think we're going to have to do some digging out after the game itself. So here is a look at the forecast for Orchard Park throughout the day tomorrow. Waking up 8 a.m. in the morning. Already a couple inches on the ground from that disorganized snow overnight. Temperature right around 29 degrees, feels like low 20s, upper teens. That's going to be the case throughout the entire day because, as I mentioned, I think most of the day isn't going to be so much about the snow as it will be the cold and that wind. The breeze out of the southwest, 15 to 25 miles an hour throughout the afternoon. We could get some gusts up around or maybe even just over 30 miles an hour, and that should keep wind chills in the teens pretty much all afternoon long. We're going to get bursts of snow. We'll get some breaks as well throughout the afternoon. I still think leading up through the afternoon and leading up to game time, 4 to 8 inches on the ground. That could be upwards of 6 to 10 by the time we actually reach kickoff. So, again, that's throughout the entire day. It's nothing we can't handle. It's pretty good snow, but, again, nothing we haven't seen before. And then I do think we'll have a couple hours of more intense snow throughout the game itself that by the time we are done, we should be up around or over a foot of snow. And that snow will continue after the game, but it's going to be gradually drifting to the south. And that's where we'll find some more intense accumulations down around southern Erie and the southern tier counties. Good news for ski country, though. That'll be pretty nice on Sunday for you. So most of the day, we're going to be dealing with the cold and the wind with occasional lake effect snow. Again, as I said at the beginning, this all depends on where exactly the snow band sets up. And with lake effect, it is such a fine difference in the forecast that makes things so tricky. So these numbers could very well go up if we are sat on that southern edge and it keeps hitting Orchard Park. But these numbers can also go down a little bit if the snow band lifts farther north, which means Orchard Park will get more of a break. That's why I'm focusing more on the cold throughout much of the day. It's pretty likely that we're going to have some pretty intense snowfall during the game itself. But I am taking maybe a slightly more conservative approach to the numbers in Orchard Park. But be safe. Give yourself ample time, of course. It's going to be tougher traveling from the north during the day, and it's going to be tougher driving south after the game. So, again, just plan ahead, bring your shovel, bundle up and stay warm. Go Buffalo. Enjoy the game.